What's the beer we're drinking tonight?
I don't know. I got the cheeses. That's what my job was tonight. John brought the beer. Where's John?
Whoa, forget about John. What do you mean you got the cheeses and not the beer?
I brought the cheeses. John's getting the beer. What?
Isn't the whole point to, like, pair the beer with the food? Aren't you supposed to have, like, a pairing? One person got the cheese, one person got the beer? That doesn't make sense. Is that what we're doing? Is that what this is about?
The first rule of Noober Thursday is that you don't talk about the food pairings!
It's New Brew Thursday, and today we are trying Alesmith's Speedway Stout.
I am excited about this beer.
Yeah,
I like Alesmith as a whole.
I've had this beer before. It's really good.
I think most people have probably had their Alesmith X, the one with the big X on it. The
Never
IPA.
had that one.
Okay, most people except for John.
Yep. Just like I've never had Chimay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think the Alesmith X is the one that they predominantly see. This one and the Speedway Stout. So these are, again, this is a San Diego brewery.
San Diego Blue.
Yeah, the majority of the Alesmiths I had was when I was in college in San Diego, and I don't remember much of college. So
Any of them?
I may have had this at some point. I may not have.
And this is brewed with Ryan Brothers coffee beans.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's gonna have a distinct coffee flavor to it.
Cool.
Yeah, as long as it's not a Ryan's Brothers taste.
No.
Yeah,
We do not want the Ryan Brothers taste in our.
The first time I had this was actually at when we filmed our Stone episode for Double Bastard.
Right.
They had the lunch, the Alesmith Stone lunch.
Yes.
And they paired it up with the bacon tort.
Yeah.
And today,
Which was amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Bacon, chocolate, Imperial Russian Stout tort.
That tort is gonna make a lot more reappearances on our show.
Exactly.
Just because it's like this epically weird, delicious chocolate thing. So, but today we're pairing it with cheese.
Yes. I wanted to go with something earthy. So we have a triple cream brie, a Fontina, and a well, this is the Renette Alpine.
That is a dark.
But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm pointing at, so never mind me.
You want to pour this gently in the tulip, gently.
Dude, this beer just looks delicious.
It's very the head's very aggressive, so I can understand
love
why they
aggressive
tell you.
head.
Yeah, wow. Why they tell you to pour it gently.
I'm an adult.
Wow, this looks like chocolate milk in my glass.
Does.
Okay.
Extra foamy chocolate milk.
Oh, it's got a red tint to it too. I never noticed that before. You see the red tint? Mm-hmm. Like when you pour it. The head is a little, it's brown, pinkish red too.
I like that this is a solid beer. You're not going to see through this beer.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
So,
and we're drinking these out of my new glasses from the brewery.
so do you have 3 glasses of all types and styles?
Yeah.
Liar! You
Prove
lie.
No, I don't. It was Christmas time, and I got caught up with other stuff, and
We call those excuses.
even though I edit the show and I'm the one who put it at the end, I still forgot to actually.
Forgot to take care of it.
So what can I say?
Glassware-
I did buy these though. These are a
Yes,
step in the right
these are
direction.
cool.
Yes, we were at the brewery last night and we bought glasses because they are awesome.
The brewery is a very cool. It's like a very cool hip place, even though you're basically just hanging out in a warehouse.
Yeah,
You
and I
know?
think we're gonna probably do an episode there in a couple of months. So
Cool.
Yeah.
everybody will get kind of a glance of what the inside of the brewery tasting room looks like. It's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
Get
awesome.
to check it out.
Yeah, well, you'll be there before then, I'm sure.
It's pretty cool just to drink inside there because they've got all the fermenters and the whatever
Right.
else is in there. I
It's
don't
basically
know.
just a brewery.
So
yeah.
you're drinking in a
barrels
brewery.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So-
literally. So
Aptly named then.
Yeah.
Aptly named place.
it works.
But back to
They were
Alesmith.
duh. So.
Back to Alesmith.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I really like this actually, and it's this. You're gonna get a lot of chocolates off this, which I'm getting, and the coffee is not. One of the things that I love. I'm a coffee stout guy. I love coffee, beers.
I think I do too.
Yeah. The problem I have with them sometimes is that you get way too much of the bitter of the coffee and not enough of the flavor. And I think that this one does it really well, where you're getting a lot of the coffee flavor without the bitter that kind of like comes with it.
Wow, yeah, that's very coffee.
Let's see, I've had
I was not expecting that.
I've had this, the Kona coffee, and what's the other one? Even like the Pipeline Porter, which is kind of a lighter, on the lighter side of the... Is that even a stout? I mean, it's a porter.
It's a porter.
Pipeline Porter.
Pipeline Porter.
Yeah, John's not thinking tonight. But
we're all off because it's not quite Thursday yet.
Yeah. But
True.
The Pipeline, it's a very light version of the coffee tasting porterish stout deal. So it's really good. It's like my substitute beer for when I want to crack open my Kona coffees and I can't because I need to preserve them and save them. So.
And this is a good aging beer. If you look in the back of the bottle, it indicates that you should age it upright for 6 to 24 months, and that you'll get a much better flavor off of it after that. And you serve it at 50 to 55 degrees temperature. And I want to say thank you to Alesmith for putting that on your bottle. I think that all craft beer people should indicate. I mean, it takes so little label space. I really think that they need to start being a little bit more pronounced about like
How you drink it.
how you drink it, what kind of glass you drink it in, what temperature it should be drunk at. If you plan to age it, this is how you should age it. This is how long you should age it. And they're starting to do that, but I think a lot of people just don't want to use the label space, and I like that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, this takes up maybe a third of the back of the label.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that
And
big a deal.
this is a 12% by volume alcohol, so this is not something that you're going to drink a few bottles of. Well, Brad might, but
I might. Shoot.
Sounds like a challenge.
The more I drink
I like this
stouts.
beer. Just want to throw that out there a lot. It's really good.
Okay, this cheese is good.
I'm going to try this brie because even though it's been like fingered, it's a fingered brie at this point.
A fingered brie.
I hate when my cheese is molested.
All right, what is that?
That is the Renette Alpine. It's a product of Germany.
Well, that does not really go.
All of these are going to be very soft in flavor. They're very earthy. They're more just something to have kind of like...
The brie's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it
complements it. It doesn't like combine in a great ratatouille kind of way, but...
It should be noted that I bought the cheeses without knowing what beer we were doing.
Yep.
And then John bought the beer based on the fact that I told him to get a brown ale or a stout.
And I got a stout.
He got a stout.
So
I think it works.
I'm going to try with the brie. I'm not a big fan of the soft cheeses.
Really?
Well, they're not a big fan of you.
Well, yeah, we've all been talking to the soft cheeses, and they've decided that you're kind of a jerk.
They said the feeling is mutual.
Nice. I don't know. Let's see. That's brie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
Triple cream brie. All these are available if they have like Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods. Something that I wanted to talk about, and as soon as I finish eating this cheese, I'm going to.
Enjoy.
I've gotten some feedback from some of our listeners about the fact that they've tried to pair cheeses with beer.
Right.
And unfortunately, not everybody lives in the glorious Southern California that we live in. And I apologize to all of you.
But feel better in the fact that we pay for it.
Right, exactly.
And taxes and other things.
And we have no money.
When you pair cheeses with beer, it's really important that you never buy anything packaged by Land of Lakes. That is not real cheese. You want to find at least try to find a gourmet cheese shop, or at least try to find a Trader Joe's or the equivalent of a Trader Joe's where they're going to have some like artisan style cheeses.
Right.
You're just not going to get, like I had somebody contact me and they're like, oh, I had a sharp cheddar with an IPA and it really didn't do anything for me. And I was like, oh, well, what kind of sharp cheddar was it? Oh, it was Land of Lakes from Ralph's.
I had some American sliced singles.
Yeah, it's like, that's
sprinkled
not,
some Parmesan cheese on there.
Right, like I take cheese as seriously as I do craft beer. Like, and I look at the Land of Lakes and the craft American cheese as kind of the Bud and the Coors Light of cheeses. Right. And you just don't want to do that. You want to stay away from that. You shouldn't be pairing that with beer. If you want to make a low grade Wonder Bread grilled cheese sandwich, then craft American cheese is your winner. But, however, if you're pairing it with a beer, try and find something a little more gourmet. a little more upscale, and even some of because I was out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and if I can find gourmet cheese in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you can find gourmet cheese anywhere. Period. And a lot of those grocery stores are starting to get those gourmet cheese aisles. Take a little time, ask the manager, find a gourmet cheese.
Now you know what?
PSA over.
Thank you. This is a little softer. This is like the hardest cheese. That's softer. This is softest. What's the middle one right there?
The Fontino.
The Fontino with this cracker that looks like it's got some kind of grain.
It's a flaxseed. Yeah.
Flaxseed. Really, it actually works really well with the beer, I think.
Right on.
And I think they all work okay. Like it's not like anything is really drastically overpowered or just really conflicting. But out of all the cheeses, I think that cheese with this cracker works the best. It's kind of a nutty thing going on with the cheese and the cracker, and this is
for me personally,
beer.
For me personally, when I'm going with a stout or a brown ale or something in that range, I like to go with an earthier, nuttier cheese to kind of not overpower the beer. This has a really strong flavor profile, which I wasn't really expecting. So this could go well with a stronger cheese. I think I would actually like to pair this with some
dessert.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd totally go with some really strong dark chocolate.
I was going to say this reminds me not in the taste of the beer, but just in the overall kind of experience with the Hog Heaven. Just because we had some cheeses that didn't really quite meet the taste of the beer, and so they kind of towards the tail end of the taste paired well with it and kind of complemented it a little bit, but nothing kind of. But nothing kind of was on the same level as the beer. Just as nothing here is on the same level of.
It wasn't
beer.
Quite explosive with the barley wine, but
Right.
with the barley wine, I would expect the cheese to work. I mean, maybe we just didn't have the right cheese, but when I think barley wine, I don't immediately think dessert. I think cheese.
True.
Where with this thing,
Right? Yeah, they're different beers, completely different beers.
Well, of course, but
Yeah.
when I bought this, the first thing I thought was dessert, and then the second thought was, okay, well, we'll see if the cheese works. And I mean, it's not like you have to buy this and just drink it with dessert. Although it's probably the best thing to pair it with.
But I mean, when you buy this beer, think coffee.
Right.
very coffee.
This is a very after dinner kind of beer.
Yeah.
Because when I think coffee, I don't think cheese necessarily. When I think wine, I think cheese. Coffee, not so much.
Well, there are some beers out there that I think of that beer and I do think of a cheese. Double Bastard is a really good example of that. If I take a Double Bastard and I pair that with an extremely sharp cheese, it tastes so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I still to this day don't know what cheese is on the stinky cheese plate that they give me, but whatever cheese it is that I put with my Double Bastard, it's great. So
well, and I think that when we did the Alesmith dinner, the first Alesmith one that we had with the cheeses, those were it was the Hop Devil.
it was the Horny Devil.
Horny Devil, right? And then, but they paired the cheese.
That's like a Belgian.
Right, but
beer.
they paired the cheese also with the Stone Vertical Epic 0909.
Right.
Which is a very citrus chocolate kind of beer.
I don't get chocolate from that.
Really?
No.
Yeah, we'll have to drink that together sometime.
We should.
Yeah, because if you pair the 090909 with a dark chocolate that has some citrus overtones to it.
Well, I could see
That's
that because
amazing,
of the citrus in the chocolate then. But it doesn't come off chocolatey like this does, or like the Kona, or even a Pipeline does. It's
No. It's not. The chocolate's not as overpowering.
the 090909 comes. I can't give an accurate assessment of the 090909. I know it's my favorite. I think I've tried an 07, an 08, and an 09, and that so far is like the most dense. It's got the most body to it. It's It's the most complex of the whole series that I've had, which is only 3 years worth. But it didn't come off chocolatey to me at all. So, but I'm not saying it wouldn't work. I definitely trust your judgment. I think we'll be trying more Alesmith beers in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they do have a lot of really great styles of beer that are just
like I said, I've yet to meet an
done.
Alesmith beer I didn't like.
Yeah.
So this show's coming out on the 6th of January, right? 6th of January.
Sounds right.
Yes.
Sure.
Even though it is mid-December right now.
It's almost New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's almost New Year's Eve, but we didn't want to shoot on New Year's Eve, so we shot early.
That's the bad thing about shooting
but we're
on
actually
Thursday.
in 2010 right now. We
But-
time traveled to shoot this.
We just,
We're in 2010.
Yeah.
We just want
Awkward.
to remind
Let the cat out of the
everybody
bag.
that Barley and Hops down in Temecula is having their Strong Ale Festival on January 16th.
Yes.
If you can be there, check it out. We, however, will probably not be there because that's also the day that the brewery is having their reserve membership initiation.
Right.
We will be at the reserve initiation for that, buying all sorts of brewery beers.
But they will be having a Russian River Week at Barley and Hops in Temecula, which I believe starts on February 15th and goes through the 21st.
And we will be there.
We will definitely be there because...
at least one night during that week.
Yeah, when we filmed the show, we heard from Scott, the owner, that they were going to have a keg of Pliny the Younger.
Mm-hmm.
So, and since we filmed that show, I have become a huge fan of Pliny the Elder. That's my new favorite there. Yeah, seriously, it's right there. Like, it's... And Steve bought this shirt, by the way, because he bought this shirt and a big growler of Pliny the Elder for me, and I drank it one day.
Because I love John.
Yeah, and I
didn't buy Brad anything.
Notice I have no Planet the Elder shirt on right now.
Anyway,
I got this shirt in my Christmas stocking.
But yeah, we're definitely going to be there for at least 1 or 2 days of the Russian River Week, especially the day when Pliny the Younger is tapped.
Indubitably.
Indubitably, Mega Man.
I even want to maybe set up some kind of a tweet up thing kind of going on with that, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're going to be in the area in Temecula, hook us up. We want to see you there. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be good times. The other thing is we're rolling into January. John and I are traveling to Japan. We're going to be doing an episode in Japan about the budding craft brew industry in Japan. And
I probably won't.
Brad has other engagements that he cannot get out of, so he will not be able to join us.
The cool thing is, though, he'll be substituted by probably
8 members of
8 to 10 other people
yeah.
that will be trying beer, and we'll all be drunk.
So we will probably be doing some craft beer conversion while we're there. But check that out. That'll probably be releasing 2 weeks after this episode.
Oh, God. I can't do the math.
Well, based on the jet lag, 2, maybe 3.
So anyway,
but as always, this is a great episode. Thank you, Alesmith. And as always, stay safe and drink beer.
Boom.
Oh, wait. Across the table.